Okay.
Shawna called me yesterday and I asked her to record a special greeting to everybody who's here, and apparently the last time we played it nobody could understand anything, so we're going to play a little bit of it and see if you guys can understand it. So let's hit it. A horrible recording, but it was the best I could do given the money that I had available. So let's play a little bit of it and let's see if anybody can understand it.
Hello, this is Shawna Forde calling from Pima County Jail.
Did you understand that? Okay, let's keep going then.
October 1st, 2010. I'd like to thank all of you for coming to the Shawna Forde business, and please check out the case at justiceforShawnaForde.com. I know that takes a lot of time out of your day. Come and give us your talents and share in justice. I am innocent, and I appreciate all the support I can get. Please don't be a wallet. I have picture. I'm definitely Lawless. Thank you for your time. And I'd like to also thank you to email and CONs for allowing this benefit to be held. Thank each and every one of you for coming today and contributing to justice of Shawna Forde. Have a great time. Have a couple drinks on the eat and drive safe. Thank you. This is Shawna Forde.
Unfortunately, when you make a crappy recording, the difficult part is it's hard to understand. And I think they make the phones at the jail extra tinny, you know, so she sounds very tinny whenever she talks. And it never gets any better, it only gets worse. It breaks up like a cell phone, and it's not even a cell phone. That's what's bizarre. So the first thing that you need to know about Shawna Forde is that she's innocent. She was framed for a murder. She wasn't there, she took no part in it, but it was politically expedient for them to frame her. Innocent people go to jail every day. And the reason why is because the prosecutor has a lot of pressure to pick somebody, pick a victim or a suspect, as it were, you know, for committing a crime. So it's pin the tail on the donkey. It doesn't matter what part of the donkey the pin goes on, or even if it's a donkey. The prosecutor doesn't care. He just has to get somebody. We got to get somebody in jail, and we have to prosecute somebody for this crime. The prosecutor's case against Shawna is hot air. The media just bleats that she's guilty, 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 and this is the kind of stuff that the media does every time there's no evidence. If you read the media, you think, oh man, Shawna's guilty as sin. But the media lies, and they're very biased. So that's one thing you need to understand. I have a reporter who's working on a story about Shawna right now, and she's a law student, so she can pull the legal docs from Shawna's case. And she's looking at them, and she's got her law professors looking at them. One of them is even a law professor from Harvard. And they're saying, why is Shawna in jail? She shouldn't be in jail. That's how poor the quality of the evidence is against Shawna. When the reporter finishes her article and publishes it in October, the case is going to explode. It wouldn't surprise me if Shawna walked right out of that jail without going to trial. That's how poor the quality of the case is against her. Shawna's been held in isolation or solitary confinement for 16 months. And that means that she's not allowed to talk to anybody but her guards and her legal team. She does make phone calls to me occasionally, and she gets to write and receive letters, but even then, they stop that on occasion when they feel like it. Now here's the deal. Shawna's a model prisoner. She follows all the rules at the jail. She doesn't make trouble, well, except she does post things on justiceforShawnaForde.com occasionally. You know, we're women. When we are hurt, we complain. We're verbal. Shawna complains about it. Why am I in solitary confinement? I haven't even been convicted yet. The bottom line is that even our U.S. military doesn't keep anybody in solitary confinement for more than 45 days. The American Psychological Association says that solitary confinement is torture when it's done for a prolonged period of time. Basically, Shawna spends 23 hours a day in an 8 by 10 foot cell. They let her out of her cage for 30 minutes a day. She gets to choose whether she's going to make a phone call or or she's gonna get a shower or something like that. Up until March of this year, she wasn't even getting her half hour of exercise every day. Her lawyer filed something, wrote the jail a serious letter, and said, hey, it's a violation of federal law not to allow prisoners to exercise for 30 minutes a day in the outside yard. So now she gets to go out in the exercise yard by herself. Now, Shawna said something about 100 days ago that the jail didn't like. So now they've got her in full shackles. She's in handcuffs and leg irons. And I said, well, don't they take those off you when you go out into the exercise yard since you're the only one there? And she says, no, I'm still in full shackles. So for the last 100 days, she's been in leg irons and handcuffs every time she leaves her cell. And when she goes to court, she's in leg irons and handcuffs as well. Now, there are some decent folks working at Pima County Jail, but there are some who aren't very nice. And what they do is the guards verbally abuse her and they terrorize her. When your world is limited to an 8 by 10 foot cell and your entire life is controlled by guards, you know, it doesn't take very much to upset your apple cart and totally screw up your environment. Basically, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to raise enough money to get Shawna about $100 a month to take care of her home phone calls, commissary needs, and books. They make you buy everything at Pima County Jail. They don't give you anything. They make her buy underwear. She was cold last winter. She had to buy a t-shirt. I said, why's your commissary fund empty? She said, I was cold, I had to buy a t-shirt. That's unbelievable. She likes to read books, and she finds that all the books in jail are only about murder and crime. Can you imagine? Pre-trial detainees, they're just being held in jail, and the only things available to read are books about murder and crime. Now, isn't that what you really want to read about if you're innocent? Since she's in solitary confinement, she's not allowed access to the law library. She doesn't get access to religious services on Sunday. Her 14th Amendment rights to equal protection have been violated, and her 8th Amendment rights to be free from cruel and unusual punishment are being violated as well. And they're trying as hard as they can to violate her right to free speech. They're discouraging her from speaking her mind. That's not working very well. They keep telling her, if you'll just shut up, we'll make things better. But you know what? The other two gentlemen who were busted along with her for these crimes, they're not saying anything, and their conditions are even worse than hers. So what's really irritating about this is all these people are pre-trial detainees. They have never been to court. They haven't been to trial yet. And their conditions that they're living under are so barbaric. It's unbelievable. Enemy combatants at Guantanamo get better treatment than Shawna Forde in Pima County Jail. I want to thank you all for coming here and draw your attention to the fact that we're having a silent auction over there. We have some items that were donated. Some of them were drawings done by Shawna. They're pretty decent. We asked you to make a bid because it is a silent auction. We've got some t-shirts for sale, and we also have really good white girl Mexican food. I say that because I'm the white girl that cooked it. So it's not too spicy, but we have dinner for $6 over there if you're interested. And thank you so much for coming. And I appreciate all the musicians who are here who donated their time so freely.